Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I downloaded SB737's Hardcore World because he left it for download to see what other people could do. And it is an amazing world, and this is just one of the many buildings he's made, so hopefully you can enjoy this journey with me, explore what he's done, and build some stuff of my own. Stay tuned, let's go have some fun. Okay, so welcome in. Here is the world, this is his house, this is his base and compound, everything he left behind. And so I am going to continue that, and I've spent a few days in this world already. I'm going up to 100 in this episode. I'm not going to do a day counter for this one, but in next episode I'll make a day counter. So I've done 52 days already, because I didn't know I was going to make videos on it. But I decided I did actually want to, so I'll show you guys what I've done. So firstly, around here, I built myself a Minecraft statue. At some point I'm going to really improve this island and make it something special, but first of all I just wanted to put my statue up, so you guys know what my character looks like, and I showed it at the start of the video. I'm also wearing his armor and stuff, and he got the ultimate stuff, all 4 protections. If you don't know, that's something you can only do in earlier versions of the game. He put a lot of effort in and he made it. Over here is one of my main creations, what I'm currently working on. This is a giant auto sorter. If you don't know, basically how this thing works, if I fly over here, all you have to do is find, once you've built this contraption, you find a hopper, and you need something that's named, so I need an anvil. Okay, for this to work, you need items that you can name. So for me, I'm going to use this stone, or in fact I'm going to use these warp planks, and I'm just going to name it anything. I'm just going to name it blockers. Fly on over here, and this is the hopper that we're going to be using. So when you are actually sorting with this, you'll have a hopper system going above this. So as it goes by all of these hoppers, it will find a chest with all different items in it. And as soon as it finds the chest with that specific item it's got, it will place it down into the chest below. And that's how it auto sorts. But the way it works, you've got 4 sorter jammers. I've named those so they don't need to be done. But I need a whole stack of items, so I'll just use deep slate stairs. Say I wanted to put deep slate stairs in this chest. It should stop at the number 41. Hopefully. It intends to. It stops at 41. That's to do with the redstone pulse. But as you can see, deep slate stairs go through into this chest. And if I was to place more that go by, they'll just keep sorting in. That is the main gist of the design. So now I have a task of somehow getting this to be big enough to be able to sort every block in the game. Now I was actually originally planning to build a second floor on top of this one with this block palette, but then I decided really it's already taken enough resources just to get around this one, so I decided maybe I can use this stuff in the middle, which is why I left loads of space so I can have extra rows of chests once I've sorted out what I'm going to do around with these ones. So I decided before I worked on anything else too much more, I needed to get the other hopper systems in place so what was currently here is actually functional. So the first thing I need is a bunch of hoppers. Luckily for me, he's got tons of iron. So with the iron, I need to go craft chests. But the thing is, I kind of used all the wood already, so okay, so now that we've got a few stacks of wood, now what we need to do is craft them into some chests. Okay, so I'm back down here now, and as you can see, I've got loads and loads and loads and loads of spruce logs, which I'm going to just turn a lot of them into chests, because I do need so many of these, a whole stack of chests. There's not a lot of times where you actually craft that amount, but this is probably going to be the only exception. Now, before I craft these all into hoppers, something else I need to grab. Okay, so this is SB737's old storage room, or current one, if you guess like that way. And while it works splendid and really well, if there's something you haven't noticed already, it's not got every single item in the game. It's very outdated and it's beyond its time, and so that's why I'm upgrading, because the amount of times I am seriously running out of places to put stuff, and there's so many junk chests and stuff filled with all the new items in the game, and especially with the addition of the new Copper Age coming soon, there needed to be some upgrades. So in here here's a lot of some of the items he uses for farms and things. I will show some of that later. I've also at one point modified a farm, which I'll also show later. But firstly, I'm here because I need to grab some redstone items. More specifically, I need a shulker box of redstone, torches, repeaters, and comparators. Now these weren't all here at the start. I did prepare a lot of these, so I kind of put them away earlier because I didn't really need them as much. But also looking for some chests and some hoppers. There's a few chests and stuff in here, so I'll take that. And these are also some blocks I prepared earlier, so not all of this was actually here before. Because, if you don't know, comparators and observers and things like that, they take quartz, which is probably the hardest resource out of the lot, because it's the only one that you can't buy. I suppose you can buy bulk of it from a villager. That's a lot of words, but it's a bit slow. Anyway, I just went quartz hunting. Okay, I didn't know I had this many chests already. Oh well. Okay, so now that I've demoed how the machine works, one thing I haven't showed you guys is how you set one up. So let me grab the resources. Okay, so this is how you construct one. So you want to start with a line of 7 chests, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then you want to fill those in, like so, and you want to make it too high. Then you want to add a row of hoppers facing inwards to the chests on each one. Now you can make this go as deep as you want in chests, but the redstone system has to be on the top 2 set of chests. So you can make this as many chests as you want, and also you can make this as wide that way as you want. It doesn't really matter, but I'm doing it in groups of 7 because that felt like the correct number to me, and it matched my building design. Next thing you want to do is come to behind the hoppers and leave a 1 block space and build a stone wall. Then you want to grab your torches and you want to place a torch on every single one of these blocks, kind of like this. Then on top you want to place another row of blocks like that, then add another row like this. So you've got like a little thing like this. Then what you want to do is grab your repeaters and place them in a row like so. By the way, torch. So this is everything we have so far. We've got 2 rows of hoppers facing into the chest with redstone torches and these 3 blocks with redstone repeaters behind. Next thing you want to do is grab some more stone blocks and build another block back like this from the redstone repeaters. Then you need to grab another row of blocks and place it like that. Now that you've got this sort of shape, you need to grab your comparators, like I have here, and place 7 of those like this. Then once you've done that, you can grab your redstone and fill it in down on these 3 blocks. And once you've done this, that's basically the redstone part done. Then all you've got to do left, this is probably the trickiest part. Once you grab your hoppers, you've got to look in the very fine line of the comparators like this and place a row of them like so. The reason why this is tricky is because there's a thin area for you to place, so it's quite hard to get it correct. But once you've got it correct, you should have hoppers facing into the comparators like so. And if you don't have this, then you've done it wrong. So this is what it looks like from the outside. It's quite a wide machine, but once you've covered it all up, it's pretty useful. And I've also demoed how you do it. So that's your machine. Now I'm going to tear this down because it's in the wrong spot. Bruh. Okay, so now you know the design I'm going for and how this all works. One thing I realised I haven't actually added yet is an entrance. Now I couldn't decide how I wanted to do an entrance, but I did know that I didn't really want to destroy any of these auto-sorter machines as I didn't really have to make an entrance. But over here I decided in the middle at the back it seemed like a good idea because this is a middle row and I could make some sort of entrance here. So 3, 2, 1, bam. Okay, that's it all gone. So now we've removed one of the chest sorter things. I need to think of like some sort of decent entrance because I don't want to build this entire build just to be like warped planks and deep slate because that's going to be the outside design, but on the inside I feel like I want to use a bit of spruce and dark oak. But I can make some sort of entrance here, so okay, so this design I've started with. I've added some stairs here and a nice wooden area. Hopefully these support beams aren't too much, but I did kind of like the more industrial, not industrial, but like, I don't know how to describe it, design here. It like holds it up. Like an older sort of design to help support everything. I feel like that looks pretty cool. And around here I also added some barrels for extra decoration. Hopefully it doesn't mess anything up. Hopefully, I'm kind of foreshadowing there, but you get the gist. So the front here, I don't want it to just look the same as all the others. I mean, it's definitely a totally unique design. Uh, 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 you don't laugh. But anyway, what I wanted to do was add some sort of design here that is slightly different, but gives like it looks different, so you can kind of tell it's the entrance. And up here, I can't really do a lot more in here because I do really like how it is currently. And it would be cool. What if I add something like that? That looks pretty cool. I'll toy with the idea, or do I make glass or something? But don't worry, this will look way cooler later on in the video, and I'll also add some super cool designs in here to really add to the feel, because this is more to be functional, but it has to look a little nice. I can't just leave a bunch of chests laying around because that would just be so ugly. But let me go grab some resources and I'll be right back. Okay, so I grabbed a few items to start finishing off the build before I do the main things, but one thing I realized I don't have is around the walls of the build. Okay, so around the walls of the... Oh my god. Okay, so around the... Oh my... Go away. Anyway, as I was saying, so around the walls of this area, there is no glass in the thing. So I grabbed some... Oh my god. I hate skeletons. Oh my... What on earth sound was that? Right. Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. So now that I've got fireworks, bam. I'm going to head to this super awesome auto smelter he built as well. This is just ridiculous how large this thing is and how much detail it's in. But nonetheless, it is an auto smelter that works. Now, I'm pretty sure this is what you want to smelt that you put in, and the fuel just plums in automatically. So I'm assuming this goes through into what you... Oh wait, that's probably fuel, I would have thought. Yeah, maybe not my best idea. Hold on. Is that fuel? Nope, nope. It might be. Let's just check and see if this actually turns on. Okay, I figured it out. It's the top one that smells. Okay, so I've been sitting here for a while wondering what happened to all my sand, and then I had a realization. I dug down and thought, I realized I followed the tunnel and it just goes down to the storage system underground. Yup. That was a huge waste of a few minutes. Well, I've searched everywhere and it's nowhere to be found. So I guess I'm just going to go cook this up myself until I find out what. I think the reason being is just that all the auto sorter area, it's really, really clogged up, so it's not working very well. I might just be being dumb and it plumbs somewhere else, but for now, I think I'm just going to say nothing, think about it, and I'm just going to go grab some furnaces and do it myself. Yes, nice. Plenty of glass. Okay, so now I've gotten all that glass. I need to just fill in all these walls. This may take a while, so... Okay, that took a lot less glass than I thought. I've still got a stack and a bit left, but that's basically every single thing done. Now I need to work on the entrance a little bit. I've grabbed a few resources, nothing too crazy. Basically what I already had before, but I'm going to try and spice this up a bit, so... Okay, so I'm back and I'm doing a bit of a design over here and it's going horrible. Okay, that's it. That's literally it. It's basically the same design as everything else, just with like a few tweaks. And I added some twisting vines. I don't know whether I like that. And also the glass windows, I don't even know why I put that in there. All I'm going to see is the redstone, but I guess I can spy on it. And also there's a couple farms. But now that that bit's out of the way, that was sort of the easy part. Now I'm moving on to a bit I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do. I need to, before I even make all the big redstone currents and all the machines and stuff, what I need to do most is make some sort of... I need to put a roof on top of this thing. Now, because of how large of an area this is, I'm seriously not quite sure how on earth I'm going to make this. So, my main idea is going to be around here. I don't know, I put some walls up here. I don't think I'm going around the whole way with that. I'm just going to pretend that doesn't exist, because, yeah. So up here, I'm thinking my main idea is going to be either put like a flat roof over top, or add some like pillars and put like a stair roof. Now the only issue with that is it's going to take loads and loads and loads of resources. And I can't really get them that easily depending on what material, because it's got to be deep slate, so if I have that I've got to go mining for ages, but if it's also walked wood I've got to go chopping trees for ages. So I'm not too sure on how I'm going to do this. Let me brainstorm. Okay, so after a little thinking and moving around, the game plan is that we have stilts like this, and then there's going to be a roof on top, so there's little gaps between. Most of these gaps are going to be filled in with bricks at some point, but some of them will be left open so I can fly and swoop in and grab some stuff. But I'm not going to do this all the way around and up, but there's going to be something in the middle. But for now, I need to just focus on getting loads and loads and loads of walked wood. And I have... only one stack. Well, I guess I found out where all my sand was. This was one of the things I invented. A concrete maker. I didn't exactly invent it, but I placed it here in the world. And what do I find? All my sand and gravel. I should pay myself. It took a while and a lot of blowing up of TNT, but I finally got all this cobbled deep slate. And I was going to show you the blowing up of TNT, but it wasn't actually that fun. But I did get a little bit of redstone out of it, but oh well. Now is the moment you've all been waiting for. A really long montage, not that long for you, but a long time for me, of pure placing blocks until I'm getting closer and closer to that roof finally being done. Here goes nothing. Okay, day 2 in real life, and we got a problem. My replay mod crashed, so all the footage I got of me building this roof was kind of lost, so I kind of gave you what I had left, but I guess I got to show you it from the outside. Okay, so if we fly up on out here, this is the roof. It's huge, I know, but I had to do something, and not gonna lie, it doesn't look too bad. I probably need to put some torches on the roof at some point, because it's gonna get very dark up there. Oh. But also I found in here we do need to start adding some more chests. Now that we've got like the big building and stuff around, I know what I'm working with, so I know how I'm going to expand this place. Now I'm thinking possibly I could make like a second floor maybe, and that's where all of them go, but then I feel like I'd be wasting so much room in here. So that is where it's going to go. Also, update. Totems now look like me. In this world anyway. Texture pack works. I don't know why it's moving around like that. I don't know whether I like that, but hopefully it'll fix itself. Oh god, creeper. Go. Die. Yeah. But hopefully that'll fix, but there we go. For now, I'm going to keep that there. I might turn it off just because it's being a bit weird, but it's not quite the right addition for the game. So if at some point they make it an update, I will add it, but for now I'm going to keep it the way it is. Also, I need to do the floor in here, so I'm going to dig out this dirt and put some spruce wood down. Okay, that took a while, but we're there now. Oh my, I've got to do the front. Like, I did these 2 layers because I did it in like a square, but then I just, well, I'll do that a bit later. But for now, because I might work on that entrance more, but for now I've got a bit of a dark room in here. I don't like it, so at some point I want to add some lights, and I might add some glass in this area. I'm not sure yet. I do want to decorate a lot more, but first things first, what I really need to do mainly is get some infrastructure in the middle here, so I've got some stuff. So let me just get to a good point here. So the game plan is in the middle, I want to add like on the left side I want to add a shulker unloader, and then on the right side I'll add like in the middle I'll add a chest unloader, so, and just any items that goes right round to the chests. I also want the shulker unloader to break the shulker box and then pop up at the entrance, so whenever I need it I can just come and get that, and I might even make one of these barrels or something fill up with my shulker boxes. That's just an idea. Furthermore, I just want to add some more chests around the middle, so... Okay, I am literally on the cusp of losing it, but finally, it is done. This is obviously looking a lot different from when you last saw it. This is crazy. And it's not completely decorated yet, but all the basic functions are done. So I'll start with in here. So this is where the first row of hoppers goes round. I don't know whether I showed that because it's been ages since I actually started recording. This took a while. But around here is all of the colours. I've done, well, terracotta, concrete and glass. There's like concrete powder and glass panes and stuff, but I don't think I need to do that. They'll just go in the junk chests. Then my junk chests are actually around here. I'm just gonna hop on over here. What's that skeleton arrow? Huh? Hold on. Mr. Skeleton seems to think it's funny to be interfering on my... Oh god, that's gonna mess something up. Phew, right, fixed it. So around here, this is the junk chests. You can go down here and grab any of the junk items. I'm sure this will fill up very quickly because there's probably a few things I've missed out. But then we got all the way around here. We've got plenty of items, random bits in Minecraft. It's not absolutely everything. I've missed out a couple of the less used wood types like mangrove and pale oak. And that's purely because I'm not going to use them that often and I'm not going to need to worry about it. Inside here, though, this is my shulker unloader area. That's where you get your stuff out of it. And up here, I've added like a staircase. This is a very bad design, but you can put your stuff in there for it to be unloaded. Basic stuff. Over here. From the outside, it looks basically the same. I have changed over here a little bit, so you can actually walk through and it looks fairly nice. I might add like another lighting system. up here, because if you see inside here, whenever you send an item around, I think I might actually do that. So say I wanted to, let me grab something out of here. I'll just grab this stack of redstone, I'll put it in there, and that's going into the dropper system. Now I have got a switch for them and one for the shulker switches, just so when it comes to work I'm not constantly hearing that. But there you go. I don't know whether you can actually hear that. Let me just do something like that. Oh, you should be able to hear it now. Can you hear that? No? Oh well. Point is, it's loud. So once we send, I'm just going to leave that on and send that lot through. As you can see, the redstone that's been sent through is sending on our lighting system, and this can work with any item. It isn't very good that I've sent loads around at once, but you get the gist, and it will all switch off eventually once the hoppers stop working. But it's going to go right around here because this is only the coloured items. So once it's gone all the way around, it should end up right in this chest, but we'll have to see for that one. And just like that, it's in the chest. It took me a while to realise, but then I found out that because of the way I've designed it, it has to fill up this chest before it will fill up the bottom one. I was getting a bit worried there, but it does work okay. I was just being stupid. But something else I want to do is over here. So if you don't know, in one of SB737's last episodes, he actually lost something very valuable, and it was his valuable shulker box, and he actually left it at this farm. It's right here, the treasure box. He made a new one of these and placed it right here, and there's literally way more stuff in here. He tried to recreate it as best he could, and it's loads more in here. So now we've got 2 treasure boxes. I'll sort those out another time, but that's just a little thing to think about. He spent ages creating a new one, and it was right in front of him the whole time. Crazy thing is, it's literally right behind his house. He actually said in his last episode, if you didn't see it, that you should go to find it, and I have, just by exploring. So, first of all, now that I've basically finished the construction of the chest room, we do need to start taking all of the items over. Now, my main way of doing that, oh, by the way, when I use the chest room, I have to kind of have my render distance a little bit higher up, because it's so large, it just decides to not work when you're far away, because it's not rendered. Like, if you look at my video settings right now, they're on 32 chunks, and I'm not having any performance issues, so let's have a look at our frames here. Yeah, the frames are okay, and I'm on almost the 80th day of the first 100, which is pretty cool. Yeah, we're not dropping below 60, a tiny bit of 59, but nothing crazy. So over here, we've already got a ridiculous amount of items, and trying to transport this all is going to take a very, very, very long time, so I guess I've got to get started. But I might not do it all in this episode. I'll start moving over slowly. It's not going to be something I'm going to worry about completely first of all. Now, basically at the end of the episode, so thank you so much for watching. I'm going to give you a little bit of a montage of the whole thing, slap on some shaders, and see you in a minute. Okay, just to say, this is what the chest room looked like at the beginning of the video, and this is what it looks like now. With some shaders on, it looks pretty good. I'm really happy with that. Some of the items are actually glowing, and I know this is probably not a very good picture for what you're watching, and because for me it's quite laggy, but that's because I've got like max render distance and everything on. We're running some pretty good shaders, but yeah, I'm really liking it in here. The lighting system is probably just one of my favourite things in this entire chest room. Like, if I put in some bones and send off this machine real quick. Oh, it was already switched on. Oh, I didn't turn it off. But yeah, it just looks super, super cool. Like, so vibrant, so reflecting. I really like this. And that's also hurting my eyes staring at that. But here's a quick montage. Okay, that was pretty good. And now it's going to look very bad because I turned off the shaders. Very laggy, I can't play. If I could, I'd probably play with them all the time, but when I've got render distance up and things, it just doesn't work. And also, you might have seen at some point, I kind of showed this a bit, my statue. And I actually do really want to like make this mountain gold, kind of like, hold on. Kind of like what he's got over here. He built a statue of himself over here. This was in like 3,000 days, I think. And we're currently, as you saw on the day count, he got to 10,000 and I've played the first 80. And maybe at some point I would like to take this really far and maybe get it to 20 at some point, maybe. But that is a very long stretch and I don't know whether I've got enough plans for this world. But I have enjoyed my progress so far and I do have a lot of plans for the future and a lot of things I think we can do and improve to make some better farms and just like stretch the real possibilities of Minecraft. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and until next time, see you again very soon. Bye for now. Hey you there, if you made it to this point in the video, then I just want to say you're a true fan and thank you for watching all the way till the end because this took me a long time to do. So if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe, it does help me out a ton and I will see you in the next one.